Hey, geeks, jocks, and all those in between. It's Darth Jager here. I'm coming at you with the very first video. The first! On Chilled Monkey Brains, the new channel. And I thought a long time about what to make this about. So it turned out, oh, wait, I've been a fan of Star Wars since 1977 when I first saw it in the theater with my dad. And I enjoyed it for many, many years. And, I thought, well, hey, why not make a video about it now? It's something that's very personal to me, and it's something that has stuck with me through for a long time. As you can see, I'm not a young person anymore. I'm old and crotchety. There's something about the hero's journey that I think stabs at the heart of all of us. Well, maybe not stabs, but certainly gets to the heart of all of us. And in those original films, the first one especially, which I just call Star Wars. I saw it before it was called A New Hope, but yeah, Star Wars. It has the journey of the callow youth, and meets a mentor. He goes on a journey. He ends up saving the day in the end. And of course, then you have Empire and all that goes with that, where the youth thinks that he's mastered everything, and he meets somebody else who has more knowledge that has to impart, and then he feels, oh well, I've got to go rescue people, and I've got enough knowledge, I've got enough of this, and ends up utterly defeated in the end. And then we have Jedi, least favorite of the Holy Trilogy, but it still has some great moments in it. It has the redemption of the father figure, of his actual father. And then we have Return of the Jedi, where we have the redemption of Luke's father, Darth Vader, and the destruction of the Empire once and for all. George decided to do the prequels, and they're good for what they are. They actually tell a coherent story, start to finish. He planned that out. I'm going to talk about sort of the reason why I kind of been in recent times stepping away from Star Wars. And I was thinking of calling this "Apathy Killed the Radio Star Wars," because I think that's probably the worst thing that can happen to you, is being apathetic towards something that you enjoyed for so many years. And I think the problem that a lot of us had with the new Disney Star Wars sequels is the idea of the hero's journey is absent. I mean, decent storytelling, absent. I remember going in and watching episode 7 and being so excited, so excited. Oh my goodness, there's new Star Wars. This is going to be great. And in the end, sort of, watching the flick and being, okay, this is what's going to happen. They've set something up. I thought for some reason that J.J. Abrams was a better storyteller, that he was setting things up, that he was actually doing something that was going to turn out and pay off at some point. And of course, all I feel now is duped. The next flick came out, the Last Jedi, not to be confused with this awesome comic book from Marvel's original Star Wars run, number 49, The Last Jedi. A great comic by some great artists, Walt Simonson, Tom Palmer, Mark Barr did the writing for it. Anyways, not to be confused with that, but the next movie, Ruin Johnson explains nothing and basically does nothing with it. It adds nothing to the lore, really. And as the credits roll on that film, I remember sitting in the theater and just thinking to myself, boy, oh boy, that flick dragged, didn't it? There was that point in the middle that went nowhere. As I'm watching it, I'm thinking to myself, wasn't there a scene in the trailer with Imperial Remnant or First Order walkers, and I'm not even there yet, and boy, this movie is long, and I'm already exhausted at this point. When is this flick gonna end? Of course, they go nowhere. The Rose Tico, Finn, John Boyega character there, they go off on this mission which does nothing, which does not service the plot in any way other than to have some mealy-mouthed Marxist capitalism BS, anti-capitalism BS. And then, yeah, the credits roll, and I'm sat there in the theater going, there's like a feeling, that feeling in the pit of my stomach. Was this any good? Did this suck or did this rule? I can't decide. I don't even know. And I walked out, and, for the first time, thinking to myself, I don't know what I think about this film. And then, later I get the video, the Blu-ray, and I go watch it again. I go, oh yeah, this is not a good film. This is by all measures not a good motion picture. There was no story. The story went nowhere. The characters were just blah. It didn't work. It didn't work for me. And then, we had, after that, a year or two later, was it 2019? We have The Rise of Palpatine. Well, I guess the less said about that dumpster fire, the better, right? And at this point, I feel myself just apathetic. I don't hate Disney Star Wars, but I don't like it. I don't even care about it. It's sad for somebody who enjoyed the movies and the toys as I did all these years ago. All the little plastic men, the action figures. I never had them all, but I had enough to make me as a child happy, and I still got those figures. Disney comes out with D+ and their flagship program, Star Wars: The Mandalorian, and I've got copies of those over here and here. And I bought them for probably way too much money, and for what they are, they're pretty good, I guess. I cannot help but reflect also about how I'd feel about this show if the Disney Star Wars sequel trilogy didn't exist. I mean, is it actually good in the context of a vacuum, or is it the old story of the old man in the desert crawling through the dust, and somebody comes up to him and says, "Hey, you look like you need some water, but I've got for you a Bud Light." And the guy just drinks it. Oh, man, because even a Bud Light would taste like ambrosia if you're about to die from thirst. So, I don't know. I mean, Gina Carano's great in these episodes of this show, but it is what it is. It's a show, and it doesn't have that grandeur, that massive, that big entertainment that you're looking for in Star Wars. Anyway, in the end, I think it doesn't matter so much. I mean, I've still got my original Star Wars to watch. I've still got things like the Clone Wars that I enjoy. I got, boxes and boxes of comics that you can't see that are over there. Neurotic is always saying, "Show me your long boxes." Well, I've got one long box and several short boxes because I'm too old to be carrying long boxes around. They're too heavy and ridiculous. Anyway, thanks for watching. I know you have a choice in entertainment these days. I mean, we all do. And I thank you, whoever you are out there, if there's one or two of you or 1,000. Thanks for choosing to watch this video when there's, so many other choices on the internet. And we all got to remember, in the end, the Beastie Boys didn't fight for our right to party, so y'all could be sitting around drinking White Claws. I am Darth Jager, and I am out.